for this episode of my wedding planning vlog, which is all about marquee weddings and at-home weddings.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself and what led you to becoming a wedding celebrant?
So my name's Jennifer Patrice and I'm a celebrant. I don't only do weddings, I do lots of different ceremonies. And I've been planning and taking part in the organisation of weddings for as long as I can remember, really. And I'm a die-hard romantic, and I suddenly decided that I wanted to be the person conducting the weddings. And in 2013, I donated a kidney to one of my friends.
Wow.
He said to me, "Oh, you know, you should be doing the course. You keep talking about weddings." But he was talking about doing a wedding planner course. And I said, "No, I don't think I want to do that anymore." But anyway, cut a long story short, I had 6 months off. And then in 2017, I had another operation. And then I thought, I am not spending another 6 months at home doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I decided to do the Civil Ceremonies Limited Celebrant course. So I did an online course for 6 months. And that was all of the history of weddings, the history of marriage, all of that is very, very in-depth. And then I had to do a week's residential course, take exams and video exams, at which point I passed and I got a nationally recognised qualification.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
So a lot of hard work goes into it. It's
yeah. But, you know, it's paid off. It's paid off in dividends, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So for those that don't know, what is a celebrant? And in terms of weddings, how would a celebrant ceremony differ from, say, a civil ceremony or a church ceremony?
So, in my opinion, although celebrants give couples the wedding ceremony they always knew they wanted but never knew they could have.
Yeah.
So we meet with them. I'll tell you first about the traditional route. So traditionally, couples thought that there were only a couple of ways to get married, either in church or with a registrar, either in a registry office or in a venue where the registrar would come out. The registry office or registrar ceremony lasts for maybe about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And a church ceremony, depending on your denomination, can last quite a while or very short. The difference is that with a registrar, they don't know you. So when you go to the registry office, it's more or less the legal formalities, and they also have a script, but there's not much give in that script.
Yeah.
And it can be the same with church. With a celebrant, we meet with the couple anything from 3 to 2 years before the wedding date, depending on when they've booked us, up until, well, I did Don't Tell the Bride, and the groom Friday, and the wedding was on the Sunday.
Wow.
And, you know, it was daunting, but I did it. So we get to know the couple. I don't have a limit on the amount of meetings or phone calls or Zoom meetings that I have with my couple. We learn their relationship history, and then we turn that into their ceremony. So it's a very, very personal, bespoke ceremony rather than a generic one.
And are there any restrictions in terms of what a celebrant ceremony can entail, such as the readings or the music? Because obviously, especially in civil ceremonies, there are restrictions placed on you, aren't there?
I don't do the legal ceremonies. There are some celebrants in Scotland that do, and I believe they're humanist celebrants, but I don't do the legal ceremony. We can do a ceremony anywhere, whether it's in a venue, outside, on a cliff, you know, in your back garden, anywhere that you choose, anywhere that has a special feeling for you. So I've conducted weddings in Hyde Park, in the Italian gardens when the blossom was falling.
Beautiful.
Did weddings in the Gherkin, on the London Eye, in a private pod. So yeah, pretty much anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
And it, registrars can only conduct weddings in licensed venues, and it has to be either in a room, or if it's outside, under a permanent structure that has 3 sides and a roof. So yeah, but we can do it in the blazing sunshine. It's great.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, that sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
So you mentioned humanist celebrants there. Do different celebrants offer different services?
So a humanist celebrant doesn't include religion, whereas independent celebrant, which is what I am, can include religion or not, whatever the couple wants.
Okay.
Registrars cannot include religion. So we pretty much do everything except for the legal formality. Yeah.
What would be your top tips for a couple who are just starting their search for a celebrant to conduct their ceremony?
So my tip would be discuss your vision for your ceremony, for your wedding day, so that you are both on the same page. Women, for the most part, have thought about their weddings since they were little girls.
Yeah.
And then when men meet the person of their dreams, whoever that is, they suddenly begin thinking about it. So it's a good idea as a couple to discuss what your vision is. I quite like the idea of jotting down separately on some paper what each other thinks that they would like, and then coming together and seeing the commonalities, and then discuss further if there's something that you don't like about the other person or whatever. But yeah, I think that's my top tip.
Yeah.
The second thing is discuss your budget. Ensure that you are both on the same page with the budget. Once you've done that, look for your venue. Sort of discuss what kind of date you want, and then go to your venue, see if that date's available. Once you've got your date, then go to the registry office and give your intention of notice to marry. So once you've done that, you have a year from that date to do your legal wedding or your legal formalities, but that date must be 29 days before the date that you have chosen to get married legally. I think that given the lockdown, that the registry office may have tweaked that a bit. So it's better to check with your local registry office. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And how does your process work when you take on a new couple? What are the kind of stages that they would go through with you leading up to the ceremony?
So once they've contacted me, we have a chat, much less like we're having like now. But if we were outside of lockdown, we'd meet somewhere that's convenient for both of us. And then we'd discuss how I work to see if we're a good fit. Because sometimes you see somebody online on their website, or you read a bit of blurb that they've put, but you can't really tell until you've met the person in person. Once they've decided that they do like me and the book and they want to book, then I send them a contract And once I've got that contract back signed, then I send them an invoice for 25% of the deposit. So then the remaining cost is broken down over a period of time up to their wedding. And then the final payment is made 30 days before their actual wedding day. So as I said, I don't have any restrictions on the amount of meetings we can have, telephone calls we can have.
Mm-hmm.
Getting married is up there with the stressful things that can happen in life. It's one of the life's important moments. And so I do my best to alleviate any kind of stress that the couple may have. I send them a questionnaire each, which I trust not to show to each other. And I get that out, and then I write my script. And on the day when they hear the script, when their loved ones hear the script, their journey is instantly recognisable. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So is the script on the day almost like a bit of a surprise for them, or do you kind of run drafts past them beforehand? No? Oh, that's really lovely.
Lots of, I think the majority of celebrants do run it past them.
Yeah.
With one celebrant that doesn't even have a script, he just talks off the cuff.
Wow.
And I'd be very worried that I got a name wrong or something, you know, so I make sure that I have a script. But I write my ceremony, and I don't share it unless the couple insists.
Yeah.
I think I've only ever had that once, and it's been, but the feedback that I've had has been amazing. It has been amazing. I've had one guest say that my ceremony was like poetry from beginning to end.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Another bride saying that I stole a piece of their heart, you know. So it's, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I think it's a really nice touch, actually, for it to be a surprise for the bride and groom.
Yeah.
Because they don't get many surprises on the day, because they've had, you know, they've planned it all so meticulously throughout. It's really nice to have that little extra touch on the day. Yeah. It's really lovely.
And genuinely, it is from my heart to theirs. Mm-hmm. So I put everything into it, and it's lovely. It's a lovely, lovely ceremony.
What do you think, from your experience, or just in your opinion, what is it that, what parts of a wedding makes it most memorable, and where should a couple kind of direct their time and their money, I guess, on making something really perfect?
So I suppose because of what I do, I think the vows are very, very special.
Yeah.
I think that moment when they're looking into each other's eyes and holding hands and telling each other what they promise for their forever, and their loved ones being witness to that, I think is a very, very special moment. And when you see the photographs of that moment and the emotion, not just from the couple, but also from the guests, it's palpable. Yeah. So I think that the vows are a very special time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's only going to increase post lockdown, and, you know, with everyone postponing, I think we're all so excited to be back doing what we love, and seeing those really special moments.
Absolutely, because like I said, that women generally have been thinking about their wedding since they were little. Mm-hmm. But once they've started planning that journey, and we're now in lockdown, both of the couple have carried that wedding day in their hearts, and then they've carried the planning in their heads. Then all of a sudden it's not going to take place.
Yeah.
So they've now got to take that to another date, keep the momentum going. And for me, it's a time when they will have grown closer together, because all of a sudden everybody's in each other's companies 24/7. And so, you know, I think it will be an even more poignant moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, completely agree. So in terms of marquee weddings, obviously generally at home, but it could be a marquee in a venue or something like that. What do you think it is about an at-home marquee wedding that is really special?
Oh, where do I start? I think there's something about a marquee or a TP wedding that has a closeness. It has like a snugness to it. It's almost as though you are at home and you've dressed your home in twinkly lights, and you've dressed it in whatever artifacts or bits that planners can provide or that you can provide, whether it's vintage, whether it's ultra modern. And I think it takes a very special person to be able to dress a marquee and get it just right to reflect the couple. Because after all, when you go there, it's just bare bones.
Yeah.
So you've got the floor, you've got the sides and the windows. And then whoever it is that's dressing it has to put the personality of the couple within it, not like you would do if you were in a hotel or if you were in another venue. So for me, it kind of conjures up a different kind of romance. The lighting is softer. As I said, the lights, just the whole atmosphere. It's tangible. The atmosphere is tangible. I think.
I think you've summed up perfectly there. You know exactly why I love marquee weddings so much. And a big part of my ethos as a company is that at home, homely feeling. Like it's just an extension of home. And I always try and describe the atmosphere that I like to create for my clients is like a massive Sunday dinner with all their friends and family, favourite food. You know, that kind of really warm, homely atmosphere is always kind of what I'm trying to achieve.
And also the added bonus is the other vendors that you have just outside. So if it's the summer, then you could have like a hot dog truck outside, chip truck, or you can have an ice cream cart, you know, beer kegs and all of that sort of things. There's just so much fun. There's just so much fun and emotion packed into both inside the marquee and outside, particularly if it overlooks water. Oh, it's a dream.
Yeah,
it's a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah. What would you say is the best or most memorable wedding that you've worked on, and what made it so?
Oh wow. Every single wedding is unique.
Yeah.
So I don't have a best or a special, because on that day, in that moment, I'm taken away by the emotion of that particular couple.
Yeah.
But I do like, so celebrants conduct symbolic rituals like ring warmings, sand pouring, a unity candle. And I think when the family is involved, so if there's a sand pouring with the couple and their children, or if there's a ring warming with as many guests as the couple would like, or with just 2 guests, or when they go to light the unity candle. But I think the ones that stick out in my mind particularly are one I did in the Savoy in November with the ring warming between the 2 mums, because we were a very, very tight-knit family. So the 2 mums did readings, and when they came together to do the ring warming, it was just lovely. And then when the rings were exchanged, it was the static was in the air. And I did the wedding in Hyde Park, and the blossom was falling, and there was so it was just myself, the couple, and the photographer.
Wow.
And a little crowd gathers, and the man that started filming. And then when the ceremony was over, he came running over. His name was George. And he came running over, and he had got married at that very spot on the same date.
Wow.
Just things like that. The wedding that I did a wedding in the Gherkin and on the London Eye. The couple at the Gherkin had come from Australia, and the couple in the London Eye were emigrating to the Philippines. Mm-hmm. Both of those ceremonies I booked while I was traveling the Caribbean. Oh, wow. So I was doing phone calls at all different times of the night.
Imagine, yes.
Battling bad telephone connections. And the one on the London Eye, I planned within a week. And the other one, they came over and their ceremony was gorgeous. So yeah, I've had some very special moments.
Yeah.
It's funny because I remember every single one of the weddings that I've conducted.
Yeah.
I remember all of the dates. So I don't need to check my diary to wish them a happy anniversary. I remember all of them.
Yeah, no, that's really special. And I think, you work with them over such a long period of time that you do build up that connection, and,
that rapport,
they become a friend. You do it. Yes. It's engraved in your memory, doesn't it? When you...
Yeah. It's for me, it's amazing. It's amazing. And it's very true. If you do a job you love, you never work a day in your life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I think when next year comes, I think that, when you see something like Roadrunner, and like they're just running and the tarmac is burning, I think that's going to be us.
Yeah.
So I think that we should take this time as a season of rest.
Yes, absolutely.
Next year we'll be rejuvenated and ready to go.
Yeah. And I don't think you'll ever have seen people happier to be back at work than the wedding industry next year.
Yeah. It's funny how working on weddings is hard work, because a couple have entrusted you with their special day, and but I miss it. I miss it so much. I really, really do. So yeah.
I'm can't wait to get back to it. And
yeah.
Oh, well, that's all the questions that I had. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat to me today. It's really insightful, and it's great to know more about celebrants and how the ceremonies work. And I think it aligns perfectly with Marquee weddings and that kind of at-home feel, and the flexibility and personal side of it is, I'm completely on board with that. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and there's no problem about getting in at a certain time, getting out by a certain time. So it's like, I've been very fortunate in that all of the weddings I've conducted, the couple have invited me to stay.
Oh, amazing.
I never ever book more than one wedding on a day. I always get to the venue, wherever it is, 2 hours before the start of the wedding. And I've got to say that when it's a Marquee wedding, there's a good end to the day.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant, isn't it? Okay, well, thank you so much. And your details will be on my webpage, so everyone that is interested in contacting you will have access it there. So thank you very much. It's lovely to talk to you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.